check, 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 chop it down, check, 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 chop it down, chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down, chop it down, chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Damn, set, watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Die.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of Trap or Die Podcast. I am your host of the Trap or Die Podcast, my old man. This is a post-game recap of the Washington Commanders falling to 7-3 on the season. Tough game. Steelers win in Northwest 28-27. Washington falls an inch short of the sticks towards the end of the game to move forward and into field goal position on their last drive of the game. And obviously Pittsburgh caps it off with a first down on 4th and 1 thanks to the rookie Johnny Newton. But we're going to tap into everything right now. I see you all in the chat. Jay Tizzy, Flojo, Big Dog, appreciate you checking in. That's on Twitter and that's on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're on the YouTube side. Audio side, again, of course, hit that follow button. Hit us with a rating review if you can. We definitely appreciate you all checking in. If this was one of those games where you look at one person or try to look at one person and say that was the reason why you lost, hell no. This is like you can spread the blame around to a lot of people. Let the blame game begin. The moral of the story, in my eyes, if you had to sum it up in one way, is that Washington found while Pittsburgh stood tall in some very big spots, Washington could not close the Steelers out. They found themselves in a position to where they really just couldn't seal it off, man. Fellas, y'all takeaways. AJ Dre, how y'all feeling, of course. But y'all takeaways on the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey man, blessed to be here with you guys again. Yeah, that game it had me on the edge of my seat, or bed, whatever you want to call it. But Washington easily should have won this game. Like, even with all the blunders from the drop passes, the drop, the muff punt return, they should have won this game. Like, point blank period.
Point blank period.
I just think that, there were some penalties. What really just blew me was that last one by Johnny Newton, because it's like, it's just football IQ, bro. Like, the situation, what's about to happen, and I would hope that guys on that defense would try to implement that into him even further. Being the youngest guy on that defensive line, don't jump here. This is what they're trying to get us to do, is jump. But that wasn't what really ended the game. What really ended the game was, not taking advantage of these second and third and longs that they put Pittsburgh in, and not making them pay for it. I could honestly sit here and say Ben had his worst game as a Washington Commander. It just didn't look good. I think one of the more promising things from the game is, like I said, they were still in it. I just feel like when Marshawn Lattimore gets to come into the fold, Jeremy Chinna get to be more aggressive. He's been balling out of his mind this year. They definitely got a steal. But, yeah, they pretty much gave a big plays to George Pickens. That touchdown at the end to help them go up 28-27 should have never happened. I don't even know what truly happened there. I don't have the all 22, but it looked like Ben gave some leverage away there, but then at the same token,
it looked like 10 yards it looked like Quan Martin also was playing robber. So it was a bit confusing for me, but yeah, it's interesting, man. They definitely should have won this game. Overall,
That's what happens. I think one of the more disappointing things for me was the lack of pass catching that was going on. That
probably had at least 6-7 drops.
That's a kid's place is possibly 6 because no one's around, and he should have caught it in motion. That's easy 6 right there. So
you said what?
The kids missed the incompletion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that happened maybe either in the late 3rd or the early 4th.
The crosser.
Yeah, the crosser route. Like no one was around him.
Yeah, but I missed what you said initially. I was like, did you categorize that as a drop?
Did I categorize that as a drop? Hell yeah.
I missed what you said. That's why I was asking.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
I don't want to act like Jaden was perfect on the day. Even the one pass that he missed to Luke, that was a huge miss. Like, but
I'm about to say he overthrew that. I think he overthrew the OZ too. That's why I was asking you. I ain't see OZ get a hand on that one. I was like, it was too. Point being, to your point, because I really want to just add to the drops. Like the drops in itself was huge. The one we were talking about, Dre, before the show started, like you get a turnover from Jeremy Chin, I think, and I think it was the Jeremy Chin interception, if not the forced fumble at the goal line. But you get a turnover, and you driving down the field, and you ultimately get Zach Ertz over the middle, and like I'm sitting here thinking on the play that he caught the pass because he got up with the ball, and then they say it's incomplete. I'm like, when the hell did he drop it, bro? They showed a replay. The Jones hit him smacking his hands, and it hit the ground. And like that one hurts. We was able to overcome De'Ami Brown's drop in the end zone with the rushing touchdown a couple plays later. But then you have moments where like the offense just isn't in sync. And I think early on, I think Jaden was hot. I think it was the first drive when they went 3 and out. Mind you, pause, because we're still talking about the drops, but you get an offense that you can't afford, like 3 or 4 3 and outs on the day. Like one of the worst drives that they had was the drive after the interception, where you go 3 and out. Like the worst drive that you can have, even before, like when you start off the game with some ineptitude. Like you can't afford to put your defense in that position where they make a play for you and they show up time and again. Like the red zone forced fumble by Quan, bro, clutch. Like that's championship level defense, bro. Like you're talking about two yards away from the end zone, and they're fighting for every single moment. They're not quitting on you. Like they know that they're giving up some yards, and like on that drive, who was Jalen Warren killing them, and they said we still about to get the ball back to our offense, bro. And we have zero points to really show for it. Like the only points we really were able to take advantage of, like from a Pittsburgh mishap, is really the drop fake punt. Like it's a day where you still get some points. Obviously, 27 points. That's tied for the most that the Steelers defense gave up this entire season. But at the end of the day, bro, like you're talking about a team who should have had with the drop to, or the pass to OZ and then the pass to Luke. You're talking about a team who should have had 41 points.
Bro, they also let them convert on a 2nd and 19. Bro, it's like you're sacking Russell Wilson, and then in these 2nd and 3rd and longs, you're allowing them to get first downs. Like it's like, what's the point of sacking the quarterback or making these negative plays if you're just gonna turn around and give it right back up? And it's more so a technique thing. It's not even that's what it is. It's like too much cushion in pass plays. Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
But I mean, my takeaway, man. I mean, yes, y'all kind of went over everything, but this game was lost in all 3 phases. Your offense, special teams, defense. There were just countless blunders in this game. I mean, you got OZ who muffs 2 goddamn punts, but he's been doing this kind of all season. He just so happened to finally lose it at a critical time. I mean, then you got the offense. Like I said, Jaden missed a couple of passes today. Now, Jaden, I wouldn't say he had a bad game today, but this was probably not as well, probably maybe his worst game. Not because it's a bad game, but he's been so good that this is his worst game, but it's not really a bad game. But it's a game in where you needed that extra oomph. But it wasn't just Jaden. This was a game where the pass catches were highlighted in the game. I mean, you got guys dropping the passes. I mean, you got OZ dropping passes. You got Ertz dropping passes, that are critical. Then the defensive side of the football, Ben St. Juste, man. I mean, I hate to really dog or trash players, and I'm not going to do that with Ben, but it's becoming a constant theme with him at this point. There's something big happening every week with him. Your point, though. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm just saying there's something big happening with Ben St. Juste damn near every week, whether it's some kind of costly penalty. The penalties are happening every week with him at this point. But when he's also giving up the big plays like he gave to Mike Williams at the end of the game, it's kind of indefensible at this point. And, we initially thought that when Marshawn Lattimore got in that you were going to push Mikey automatically on the inside. I'm not so sure about that now. Ben may be going to the bench at this point.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I think one of the things that I'm starting to think with the defense, and I'm glad that Lattimore coming in is clutch, right? But I also think that defenses are like their scouting report says it all. Ben is probably the most handsiest defender that Washington has. He also gives up the most penalties. So it don't matter how many targets. I would love to know because I don't think you're going to be able to see it off rip. Maybe you can find out like after they'll probably have some stats like the advanced stats. But like I wouldn't be surprised if he was the most targeted defender in the secondary, like in like one-on-one coverages. But I think like from a scouting report standpoint, I think that Washington probably knows what offenses are trying to do. But then I think offenses know that we have a chance if we continue to target him. Like he'll make a play. Like, don't get me wrong, Ben will make a play, but the chances of him actually having a flag as well, especially knowing that he doesn't turn the ball over, like that gives offenses chances to keep targeting him. And I think that third down, or whatever, was it third down or whenever they called the pass to Mike Williams, I think it was third down. That was I think that they know that in that particular moment, like he has to play this completely honest because he's like in a one-on-one coverage and you're 10, 12 yards off the ball. And like his feet just was stuck in sand and he just blew right past him, bro. So yeah, I think offenses know that they can target Ben. And they'll take their chances, whether good or bad. They'll take their chances, taking that risk on his way.
And the issue with that, Mual, is he's not providing enough positive to kind of wipe away the liability that he's becoming. Because at this point, that's a liability when the offense can point out that's the guy that we're going to target, especially in critical moments. I mean, if that Hail Mary doesn't happen against the Chicago Bears game, we might be talking about benching St. Juste in that game because he gave up that late the pass interference late in the game on that game. Well, we kind of forgot about that because we were so elated with the Hail Mary. But again, this is becoming a theme with Ben. They even asked Ben, I think, after the Chicago game, they asked him, would he kind of change up his technique? Maybe he changed up his play style. He said, I'm not going to change up my technique. I'm not going to change up my play style. I'm going to grab a guy if I feel like he's going past me. I mean, at this point, that's becoming a liability. And again, I don't see enough good or enough playmaking to kind of negate something like that. Like when you had a D'Angelo Hall, yeah, he was going to give up some big plays, but D'Angelo Hall was also going to make some big plays a lot, like consistently. Ben St. Juste doesn't make plays. Like Mual, we talked about this before the show. We might have a punch out here and there, but that's not consistent enough to kind of justify or warrant what he's given up game by game at this point.
Yeah, I tried to take a sip with Drake. Boy, I started choking. I was about to die right here on Trap or Die. but nah.
Oh, damn, your eyes red as hell, bro.
We didn't even know he was dead. He over here dying. He talking.
Hey, bro.
Oh, shit, I'm about to die.
Man dying, and we talking about Ben St. Juste.
Hey, bro, I don't fit you.
Oh, man. But nah, like... When it comes to Ben, I mean, everybody know that's my guy. Today, like I said, was one of his worst games that I've seen him play. I just think that with being 6'3", he got to use his length a bit more and use that to his advantage. If you're going to press, like just truly fully commit to the press. I mean, you look at Joey Porter Jr. he didn't really get flagged as much in this game, and he's just holding all damn game because the refs kind of already knowing going into it that he is handsy, but he's gonna try his best to like lock jam you at the line of scrimmage. I think Ben is just giving a quick little jab and trying to get into his back pedal. But I mean, of course, I feel like the criticism is worth it, especially to fans that may not know every nuance of the game. But I would say continue to give him a chance. I think he'll look much more different with a Marshawn Lattimore in that room and also on the field with him. I wouldn't take him off the field. I think that he's one of Washington's better corners. I mean, Noah Igbenogany got it as well on that touchdown. I could say Mikey Sanders played good.
He had a hell of a play downfield, brother. The Jones, who was the receiver? Van Jefferson. Jefferson to jump down the sideline, and he played the ball perfectly through the receiver's hands, bro. Got a clean PBU and one-on-one coverage. That was back towards the ball too. Like he's looking it's all straight through the receiver's eyes. You got the floor, AJ. I just want to say one thing because I was ticked off by Jay Tizzy, bro, talking about Sam. We said Mikey Sanders still should get benched. Nobody has ever said that on this show.
Yeah, we ain't I don't know what you're talking about. I think what he misconstrued was when we did the last show.
We said Mikey should get inside and
I was saying that people were saying that one of the guys should be out. I don't know exactly the terminology. I'm not even about to get into all that.
Lattimore. I just had to say it.
What I was trying to get back to, I said it last week. People got to understand the Marshawn Lattimore trade has a big impact on the field, but especially off the field. And when I said that on Tuesday, I'm not sure how that was really received, but you've seen in the early clips of just like the walkthrough or the side conversations between Marshawn and Ben, having about technique and stuff like that. That's going to go a long way because they really haven't Ben hasn't been benefited from truly having an outspoken veteran within that room with him, and especially a guy that's done it at an all-pro level. So I think those different nuances and being around him a bit more, picking up on things like Ben is a sponge to the game. He wants to be great. It's not like he's out there for play. Like he idolizes some of the top corners that have ever played in this league and knows every single detail and nuances of them. I just think that he has to continue to learn and also have great mentorship besides just the coaching, but also have guys in that room that can help him. I mean, when you look at that room,
let me just ask you one question though. And this is the last thing I got on the cornerback because this game is much bigger than just this secondary. So, but I mean, so here's my question for you. Yeah. That's all. It was about Ben. If Ben needs or it would benefit Ben to have more mentorship or better mentorship, especially from the cornerback room. Like, what does that say about Noah and Mikey, who are playing just as solid but not giving up as many penalties? Like they're on the field just as much as Ben. But they're not when they're targeted, they're not as turbulent, I guess is the word, or volatile in terms of like the ability to give up big plays meaning an actual catch or a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes from like on the field, Ben is the number one corner, right? So he's put in different scenarios than a Mikey or Noah as far as like who he's going against. But on top of that, it's the journey. So like Noah, if I'm not mistaken, Noah was a first round pick out of Auburn. He was a first round pick corner out of Auburn, and it didn't work out well for him in Miami. And he's traveled amongst the league and been able to be put in different situations. Mikey is raw as a player overall. He's still learning the position. He's a converted wide receiver to cornerback. But with Ben, like when he got drafted to Washington, he got put in different situations that he wasn't necessarily accustomed to. So he's still kind of trying to hone into his own and get the proper footing for himself. And that's not to say like, oh, the mentorship is just going to make him trend upwards automatically. But it's like those little nuances as was captured on video, and a lot of people had commentary to provide to it between the conversation that him having with Marshawn Lattimore goes a long way. We talking about an all-pro corner that has played at an elite level, has got the money that says you are one of the top dogs at the position. It could help benefit him. I mean, but overall, like, today wasn't the greatest game. I still think that the defense played well enough to win. You know, some people could say it's excuses, but it's reality. Like, you have to understand when someone is drafted to do a certain thing and then they're forced to do something completely opposite that they're not accustomed to, they're now trying to overcompensate and they're still learning. Because it's not like he be in position. It's just he don't finish the play.
But how do you get him to stop using his hands
far? Y'all got the last. This is the
I'm
last
I'm done on it.
We're talking too long. We're talking too long.
Yeah, I'm done on it.
Go ahead. No, I'm saying y'all can finish it. Y'all can finish it.
I didn't care much for this that portion of what AJ was saying. That's all I was just saying. He uses his hand too much, and he's been in the league too long to be doing what he's doing. That's just where I'm at with Ben St. Juste. Like, I don't know if I got much more patience to kind of excuse what I've been watching from him.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the other side of the ball, man. I think Cliff Kingsbury today was interesting. I don't think he had a terrible game. Again, we just went through the drop passes. We just went through some of the mistakes. I think even the pass protection in itself, like for the pressure that Pittsburgh was bringing to limit. And it's so wild that TJ Watt, the one time that you don't chip or give help to your tackle on TJ Watt, he gets his hand on Jaden's forearm. But for the most part throughout the day, I thought that pass protection wise, they schemed things up really well. They was for the pressure in which Pittsburgh was bringing, they gave Jaden enough time to read the field or identify the right initial read. But I also think like there was moments where I think even the pressure and intensity of Pittsburgh's defense was affecting Cliff Kingsbury's play calling. Like there's a couple plays that I think of. And specifically, the biggest one was obviously 3rd and 19. You don't really have a play for 3rd and 19. But the double pass one, that's a smart defense, bro. Like, I'm personally not doing that. That's one thing. And then it's crazy. I just lost the two other plays that I had in my head that really stood out. But even after the Zach Ertz drop,
positive or negative plays?
No, negative plays. Where it's like you could have.
He ran the same screen play twice.
We tried the screen play.
The first one was supposed to be what happened to be the diamond play. They ran it wrong, so he went back to it for the double pass.
That's the one with Terry and Diami step back, right?
That was the first one.
Okay. But all right. So the drive that I'm thinking of. Zach Ertz. So there was a moment where Washington was able to get some type of movement on the ground, right? Whether it was Austin Eckler and Jeremy McNichols. And it's crazy because Jeremy only had 4 carries, so it was really Austin Eckler on the drive before. But after Zach Ertz's drop over the middle, you go to 2 more pass plays and you're 3 and out. As opposed to like you're plus side of the field or approaching plus side of the field, and you don't even try to run the ball, knowing that if you even get a couple yards, right? Like at 4th and 10, you got to punt it. But if you get a couple yards and you make it like a 4th and 2, 4th and 3, you got a shot to go for it and stay on the field. So I say that to say like there were some moments where like the play calling itself got in Washington's way, but then also like the sequence of play calling was moments where it's like, we don't have to abandon the run completely just because, we aren't getting we're getting somewhere, but we ain't getting somewhere like a lot. That makes sense. But that's where I think Cliff got in his way a few times throughout the day.
I think it took.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it took him a bit while to adjust. Once he started spreading them boys out, they was able to attack Pittsburgh defense a bit better. Like, I just think that he took a bit too long to get into a groove. Terry finished the day with over 100 plus receiving, right?
Yeah, 5 for 113.
Yeah, we got Mual over there doing his best Alameda Zacchaeus impression.
Dropping the ball.
So yeah. But I mean, yeah, once he spread them out, you know, he was able to get Jaden productive. But I mean, it's hard to maneuver as an offense when your guys are dropping the ball, man. Like you touched on earlier, that Zach Ertz play confused the hell out of me because I thought he was running with it. So when they said
oh my god, that's at least 30, bro.
I was like, what? where did the ball drop? Like, am I tweaking? But yeah, it's just, I mean, we gave praise to Zach Ertz, but like, boy, do they need a tight end? Do they need a receiving threat tight end?
I actually don't disagree. My bad, Dre. I'll just be quick. I actually don't disagree with so actually let me rephrase that. I think Zach Ertz is having a hell of a season. I think also Zach Ertz has had some rough drops in there. They've been coming, the drops have been coming more recently than they have like consistently throughout the season. And that's kind of the part where I'm like, damn, like that sucks. For Zach, that sucks for the team because like he's become clearly one of the most targeted on the team when they drop back and pass, him and Terry. So that is rough, and that's kind of where I was gonna go at with it, Dre.
No, I mean for the offense, I mean it just seemed like Pittsburgh was in on everything they wanted to do. Like I mean Pittsburgh's defense, that's a Mike Tomlin coach team. I mean they're very disciplined, and they were disciplined because Mual, we talked about this before the show. There were a couple of plays that I felt like had a chance for Washington in this game, but Pittsburgh rated. Like you said, that quarterback draw they called.
Oh
late
my
in the
lord,
game.
that was
like,
money. Now that's a Cliff play. Like I'm like, bro, he caught it at the right time, bro.
Yes,
and whoever that dude that made the play.
Yeah, I mean, and they were making those type of plays. All like they snuffed out every screen pass in this game, and the screen passes have kind of been one of Cliff's bread and butter plays to kind of go to when Washington has needed something, you know, to kind of find in the game. But Pittsburgh snuffed out like literally every screen pass, and it's funny because I even noticed this more because I had a player prop bet on Austin Eckler's receiving yards today. I don't even know. He might have caught one pass today.
One catch, 7 yards. I hope you hit, bro.
No, I didn't. It was 25 yards I needed from him. Not even close. Because, again, and they had called up a couple of those screen passes for Austin Eckler. Yeah, the normal screen passes that Austin Eckler kind of gets throughout games, but Pittsburgh snuffed everything out. But I did think that Cliff kind of did a better job of adjusting later in the game because we did start to look good, especially that first drive in the third quarter. You know, you hit Terry for the big play. I forget how many yards he had on that one long pass. Well, he should have went to the end zone on that play, and then you end up scoring on that drive. I mean, so you know they open it up later in the game, but again, still too many misses in the game. So I don't want to get on Cliff too much because of some of those misses hitting this game. We're talking about a different ball game. It's a whole different ball game here. So you know you can't get too down on him for whatever he didn't call early in the game or whatever because Washington, it was an execution thing. I really think this whole game was about execution. Like the coaches are not fumbling or muffing, you know, punts. They're not out there, you know, grabbing and being handsy like Ben or just giving up plays where you have a cushion and you're still getting ran by. Or you're not dropping, you're not overthrowing. So I'm not going to get too much on the coaches in this game. They just played against a really well-prepared Pittsburgh Steelers team. And one of the things that I kind of take away from this game, and I said this earlier, in that they lost in all three phases of the game, it's still kind of encouraging moving forward that this was a game you feel like they probably should have won by 2 scores, at least in this game, with all of the mistakes they made. And this is against a good team. This is not a bad team they went out there and lost to. Now, I'm not taking a moral victory here because I'm pissed off. Like I wanted to win, especially going into Philadelphia this Thursday. I did not want this game to have to be a must-win game where you're losing 2 games, or you could possibly lose 2 games in a row. No, it's not a moral victory, but it's encouraging to know that this team could have won by double digits against a really good team with all of the mistakes they made, and they ended up losing by 1 point in this game. So, I mean, I'm not going to get down. The sky's not falling on this team. I still think this is a really good team, you know, and this still should be playoff bound. I'm still excited about the Philadelphia game. But again, I mean, they got to cut the mistakes out. They got to come out more disciplined as a team going forward.
Let's go ahead and get into the one sentence takeaways, but I'm gonna address Cody right quick. I ain't gonna put his comment out there, but if I find it ironic that he counts the stats of
what was this dude before?
But huh?
What was he before? I've never seen this dude before.
I don't know, but he's somebody of a team that we played. I can only imagine. Because there's no way you're talking like this and you're not a fan of somebody else. We probably beat them. And here's my thing though. How are we 0-3? What's the record? If you count Tampa Bay, they're 4-5. And they probably just lost to San Francisco today, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They did.
So 4-6. So how do you go from 0-3 to we losing to Baltimore, we losing to Pittsburgh, but you don't count the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I mean the Chicago Bears. Like if you're gonna count Tampa Bay, then we have a win against a winning team. That's all I'll say, bro. So at the end of the day,
like the only game, even if you want to count Tampa, was not close, but the other games were close. And
one possession,
the one we just watched 30 minutes ago was a loss by 1 point.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Count Arizona too, Amani. Thank you. Like, what are you talking about? And we smoked Arizona. Like, I don't. Cody,
they dogging everybody now.
Cody, hey, you say one more ignorant thing in here, bro.
He's just a troll,
It's
right?
over for you. It's over.
Hey,
let's get into Underdog Fantasy
with the pinky joint.
Yeah, man. Underdog Fantasy, bro. Let me tell you about Underdog. It's the best play to play champions, man. So sign up using promo code TRAPODIVES to get $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. This season, Underdog's gonna be running a special, right? They're gonna be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. The profit boost, where you can pump up your winnings. Just hit a little tap of the button. You get a little percentage on your winnings and things like that. You get discounts on certain players. You get free picks. Basically a sure thing. You get a player like Austin Eckler. If he had a number on his passing yards, you just hit over the 0.5, and he would have hit. Instead of having to get 25 yards, he just needed a yard. So you get free picks with Underdog Fantasy in that respect. I love Underdog Fantasy because I like their red zone boost. What is it called exactly? Red zone rush, where you can just pick it's like a tender swipe. Swipe left if you don't think he's scoring. Swipe right if you think he's scoring. And you get an automatic boost up to 51% of a profit boost when you do play. So again, make sure you download the app if you haven't. Use the promo code TRAPODIVE to get up $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Again, promo code TRAPODIVE. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama, and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or 1-800-639-8783. Or you can text Next Step to 53342. If you're in New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. All right, man. Let's get into these one sentence takeaways. I told you, Dre, I had one particular that I wanted to run across that really irked me. And I thought it was hilarious. All right, so DH on the mic. DH on the mic said that hamstring better be ready because he's playing Thursday. Talk about Lattimore. Damian. We gotta get Damian back on the show. Finally, he said finally Jaden looked like a rookie. I mean, sure. I'm gonna go ahead and save us the trouble of going through all the Benjamin St. Juice tweets. Ashley said dumb mistakes across the board. Darius Dameron says gotta put him away. Kevin K-Bob said 20. Oh Lord, I didn't know he was talking about. Shout out to Kevin, man. I didn't know he was talking about, man. Marshall said we couldn't catch the ball today. Amani, I see you in the chat too, big dog. Said too many missed opportunities. Here we go. Kim is good people's. But she started it and she said we were robbed. And then there was another one.
By who?
We were robbed. And where was the other one that I saw? Oh Lord, I can't find it. I wanted to shout him out. Oh, here we go. Eric Scheller. Fucked by the refs. He had the line to game. Oh, and one more. This is the one I really wanted to show. Commander D's. Here comes the downfall. 6-4 after Thursday night, and it's over.
6-4.
Yeah, he got his numbers wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, he got his numbers wrong.
So we can disregard that.
Yeah, I think he meant 7. I think he meant 7 and 4. All right, man. So those are some 160 takeaways from the day. Kim, I know you tap into the show sometimes too, so appreciate you checking in. Yeah, Washington beat themselves, bro.
What did the refs do? Like, I didn't really see a poorly ref game.
I didn't see nothing terrible too,
but I don't blame them.
You said it was poorly ref, Drake?
I personally think it was poorly ref. I mean,
yeah, Drake thought he got the first two. I didn't think he did.
So for me, I didn't like the spot on that that last. And I'm not blaming the refs whatsoever because Washington beat themselves. Yeah, no, but I just thought that it was bad. You know, in certain instances, there was a couple of blatant holds missed on both sides actually, on Washington and Pittsburgh side. There was I thought that roughing the passer that Jeremy Chin got earlier was a little petty. I didn't think that warranted a personal foul because I didn't see him leading with the helmet or anything. He just kind of hit Russell hard.
Now the issue is Jeremy is 6'3" and Russell is 5'10", 5'11".
That's
so
what
him
I'm saying.
In, swatting his head, that's a roughing the passer.
Yeah, I think that hit to the head was big. Peacecraft did call out one that I thought was egregious. The actual one where Pickens caught the ball on the sideline, he hurdled nobody. And then stiff arm Benjamin St. Juste with his face mask, not stiff arm, but grabbed the face mask in the end, bro. And the ref is right here, just looking at the joke, bro. And I'm like, bro, what are you looking at? Like he's staring at both of them and got the face mask, the hand on face mask in front of him, and he's just staring at the joke, just waiting for him to blow the whistle. I was like, there's no way that you look at it and don't see a blatant face mask.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It was just stuff like that throughout the game, and I thought the refs kind of made themselves a story in the game in a sense on both sides. Again, I'm not saying this was one way or anything. I just thought I saw the refs flags out there a little bit too much in this game.
Well, tell these motherfuckers don't jump off sides on 4th and 1.
Hey, that's on Johnny Newton. That ain't on the refs. That's on Johnny Newton. I'm just saying certain instances in the game, I thought there was just too many whistles or too many flags.
Okay, let's go to the next important comment. I think the downfall part is dead wrong. I think that's PTSD like creeping out again, which is perfectly fine. This is the first season of like a good football team. I think the PTSD creeping out is cool. Like it's understandable. You gotta kind of calm your nerves as the season go on. But what I don't think is improbable is like you just had a physical game against the Pittsburgh Steelers where I thought that Washington matched the intensity. It was a physical game on both sides of the football. Like both of them was going back and forth. Point blank period. Washington showed up. But you do hit the road and go to Philadelphia. Tyler Biadasz is dealing with an ankle injury. He came back right in the game, but he's dealing with an ankle injury. I don't know what the status is of Corn Lucas. And that's important because Andrew Wiley was an emergency offensive tackle today. And you had Trent Scott out there as your right tackle. So like your offensive line is starting to get nicked up. And Nick Allegretti is dealing with an injury that I think that's been kind of known, but he's been playing through it. I just don't remember what the injury is. And if y'all know in the chat, y'all can tell me. But your offensive line, basically, my point is like they're getting nicked up. And now you're talking about B-Rob, who is dealing with a hamstring and a knee injury. And you know, I wouldn't blame them if they allow him to get to the 10-day rest period after the Thursday night game. I wouldn't blame him. But you know, he's gonna be like on his 3rd or 4th missed game. So I don't think it's improbable to look at this Philly game with this short turnaround and say it's gonna be tough to get this dub on the road in Philly, bro.
Hey man, they'll be straight, man. I'm drinking on this jalapeno pineapple margarita.
AJ drinking on the show?
Hey man, you know,
jalapeno pineapple. Y'all do spicy drinks, bro?
Yeah, that joint be on point. Every once in a while, you gotta switch it up. You gotta switch it up.
Gotta switch it up every once in a while.
I can't do a Bloody Mary.
I
don't do none of that shit.
I think Thursday they'll be straight, man. I just think that.
But what does that mean? What does that mean?
That they'll be straight?
Yeah.
It'll be a competitive game. I think that I felt like they should have won this game, and they'll probably win Thursday. Like at the end of the day, it's just one of those situations where, hey man, I'm about to block Jay Tyler, dog. Like he's like one of my annoying ass cousins. Like, real talk, bro. But yeah, let me just focus on the other half of the screen. He always got something to say. But yeah,
hey, we need to start doing call-ins again, bro.
Hey, let's. Oh, perfect time to do it Thursday.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do it Thursday night.
Okay.
That's perfect.
That's right. We're gonna be up late night that night.
Yeah, the graveyard shit, man. All right,
Yeah,
let's do Thursday night then.
We gonna have a new segment. We gonna have like a shot o'clock segment or something like that.
You drinking on the show, bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something changed.
I mean, y'all been doing it for a couple of years now. Like, is it okay?
I know, but you don't.
No, it's not. That's the point. I'm surprised, bro.
Yeah, we just not used to you doing it. That's what it is. Like
you always say, y'all don't drink no water, bro. Why you? I just drink water on the show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm healthy.
Nah, I can't even lie. Today kind of frustrated me with the game, like, because I felt like they should have won. But I mean, in regards to Thursday, I think that they'll be straight. They just gotta. Both teams are going through tough battles. Eagles are playing Cowboys right now, right?
Yeah,
it's
like
a tough game too.
Both division games. I just think that.
What score, Dre?
7. I think this is one of those games where they could have used Marshawn Lattimore.
No, they could have.
Like, and I felt like they honestly just sat him out just for the hell of it. Because if someone's really going through hamstring, they're not about to be on the sideline, whatever. You're gonna be in the back, like getting worked on.
I think it was more about getting them ready for AJ Brown. I think they really wanted him ready for the Eagles game.
If they had Marshawn in this matchup, it probably is not even a close game. Honestly, like it's not even remotely close. Because they're getting home. You got to think about it. They was getting home.
Oh Lord, the miss sack from Dante, bro. It was like a 2nd and 19 or second and 15.
Russell was able to.
He rolled left, and then rolled back right and found Cuz.
They got to fix the field. The field had everybody.
Falling. Everybody was falling, man.
But I mean, Fowler been playing out of his damn mind, bro.
Pro Bowler this year.
He a dog.
Yeah,
he been cooking. I think he got 8.5 sacks this year.
So just think what he's doing, and he's not even an elite pass rusher, or even I wouldn't even call him an above pass rusher. Like he's straight, but he had 2 sacks today, right?
He had 2.
Oh damn, I didn't even know he had 2. I know he had 1. But okay.
It might be 2.5.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, Deron Payne played his best game, I felt like, as well. Yeah, they should have won the game overall, man. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens. I think they're exceeding the expectations of most people anyways. So for people to be coming in here talking about PTSD or on social media talking about PTSD is hilarious because majority of you guys didn't even think that they would be in this position to kick off the month of November. So to be sitting here saying wild shit like, oh, yeah, they'll drop 2 in 7 days, it's like, bro, y'all didn't even expect them to be in this position in the first place. Like, let's keep it a buck.
And let's keep perspective here. Even if they were to lose these 2 games between the Steelers and the Eagles, this team is still right for the playoffs and right in the mix of everything. I mean, again, I'm not trying to minimize anything or trying to downplay anything, but that's just the situation. None of us expected to be where we are right now. We've been playing this whole season with house money, but this is still a good football team in the year 2024. Like a lot of people got to get used to that. 1 loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers doesn't change that fact this season. I mean, they have more opportunities to go out there and prove themselves against good teams like the Eagles. They have the Eagles coming up twice. I mean, once this week, of course, and later in the season. So I mean, they get those type of opportunities later on. But again, I do not think a loss today against the Eagles or against the Steelers says that this isn't a good team now. No, they're 7-3. Like they're 7-3. They could have went 8-2 today, and they should have been 8-2 after today, but they're not. I mean, there's no shame in losing to a Pittsburgh Steelers team like a Mike Tomlin. Very well prepared team, very well coached team. You just made mistakes today, and too many mistakes to overcome, and that was just the story of the day. Still a good football team. I maintain.
Hey, question for y'all: do you keep Zacchaeus at punt returner?
No, hell no.
Bruh, I've been waiting on him to fumble all season since he's been back.
He's been doing it. He just never.
He can't catch the ball. Like
he got small hands, bro.
His like face, no Diddy.
But I don't know. I think I'm a little not torn, but like he's made plays back there. Like he's had some explosive plays back there as a returner. Yeah. So I think about those moments because like you can't afford the bobbles, but I also like I respect what Washington did by keeping them back there after the fact. And I think that's just a show of faith for like, yeah, you had some rough moments, but we're gonna stick it through with you, and you just make sure you prove us right. So to answer your question, I do think that they stick with OZ. I think if the trend continues, because he's had some bobbles, but it hasn't been like a whole season thing. He's had some games, but like if it continues, because this one was very like out there prevalent, right? Like it affected the game literally. I do think that they consider making a move. But right now they stick with him, and I think you should stick with him.
I told y'all in the chat I would put Emmanuel Forbes at punt returner. Like some people not gonna like it. Why are you shaking your head?
No, I mean you skipped over a couple people who could return before you went forward, bro.
Man, I would put Emmanuel Forbes back there. Like he got better hands and he got playmaking ability.
You know,
what he gonna do?
I was gonna say some teams at
least catch the fucking ball and not let it hit.
We don't know if he'll do
that. How many punt returns you seen him return,
bro? They used him as a punt return. Like they had him practicing as a punt returner.
They practicing.
Did you go to any of the practices, bro? Like I'm honestly asking, did you go to any of those training camp practices?
No, I did not see it in person.
So
I seen video.
So only reason I said that is because I went and I seen the videos too. But we know damn well in practice, bro, all they doing is using the jug machine or they're using the punter to actually kick it to him. There's no rush. There's nothing there there's no live bullets or nothing.
He don't like contact. But see,
bro,
I'm not even sure he would catch it. But no, my thing is
for all that, AJ, we could have just kept what's that dude? Dax Milne.
Dax Milne. That's what he did. Dax Milne was if you didn't want a punt return, you just wanted a secure catch. That's Dax Milne all the way.
bring his ass back. Just fair catch that motherfucker.
That's wicked, bro. OZ could flip the field a little bit, man. What's up, bro?
But I don't know if I want that chance anymore because, like I said, this isn't the first game I've seen him bobble or almost lose a punt. I mean, I'm not sure. It's probably been like twice before today, but it happened.
I'm taking the chance
in today's game. I'm not taking
the chance. I just want you to catch the ball at this point because
but our offense just give us the ball.
Like I mean, think about it. He gave Pittsburgh 7.
He did. Absolutely.
He gave him 7.
I mean,
and he really could have gave him 14.
Yes. Technically. And I don't disagree. I don't want to diminish the fact that like because I was going to say like that don't happen often, but I don't want to diminish the fact that turning the ball over on special teams is critical, bro. Like you cannot turn the ball over in that position, and I don't think there's a space to diminish any like special teams turnover. So I do think it's important, bro. AJ, I don't if you talking to somebody or you talking to us? Yeah. I just making sure because you was muted. That's all.
Nah, I was talking about
Drinks getting to my man.
I'll tell y'all after.
It's that jalapenos, bro. Whooping his
ass. It was
them jalapenos.
It's someone's trying to link after the show somewhere, and I'm just like I don't know if I really want to do that, but I'll ask y'all privately.
All right, well, let's get out of here, man. Let's end the show. But nah, we really are done. Like I hate the fact that it's hard for the beat reporters don't be coming out with like their quotes and videos too quick when we done. So we can go ahead and end it there. Honestly, I'm just double checking, making sure I don't miss nothing from the beat reporters.
Just breaking news: Dallas just got I don't know if Hurts fumbled, but Micah Parsons just made a big play on Jalen Hurts.
Parsons is in the game. Okay,
Parsons playing?
Yes, he's playing, and he just got a sack fumble on Jalen Hurts, and Dallas got the ball on the 1 yard line. So yes,
at Philly won
to lose. Yes, at Philly's won. So we need them to lose, man. So this is good news. That's good news.
What's the status on Brian Robinson, man? That's
No clue. No clue.
Damn, that man Johnny Newton was crying, bro.
I'm sure.
You're damn
man.
right, because it's like I thought he was a smarter player than that. To jump off sides there is insane.
It's rough. It's rough. He knew it immediately, bro. Here's Johnny Newton. There's some video coming out. So let's hear from Johnny Newton. This is from Scott Abraham of ABC7. Excuse me. Let's hear what the video that he had with Johnny Newton.
How do you kind of process that last play learning moment? What have the teammates been like in the locker room after the game?
My teammates have been great. It's a big brotherhood in here. All the coaches, staff, everybody came up to me, supported me, had my back, and just told me don't let that play get to me. Just put it behind me and get ready for Philly. Good. All right, thanks, Johnny.
So that's kind of a quick quote from Johnny. Yeah, that's a rough moment, bro. Like, you knew it immediately, bro. And what made things worse is, like, I gotta see that sucker ass Russell Wilson dancing, celebrating, bro.
I know that pissed me off.
I'm like, I was out of everything, because I talk so much trash about Russ, bro. Out of everything, bro, we had that man. Even the passing, like. If there's anything that I'm gonna have nightmares about, it's the fact that we let Russell Wilson throw 3 touchdowns on us, bro, and win the game when he shouldn't have lost. They should have been down by 14 at the very least, midway through the fourth quarter. All right. So Dan Quinn, quote unquote, missed opportunities stung the most. I think we can end it there, because I think that's kind of where we all know this really lost for Washington. I did see some Pittsburgh Steelers fans in the chat. Just my opinion checked in, and Knee Drews checked in. They recognize the Steelers, the Commanders defense. So fair enough. It was a back and forth game. It's no hate. It's just we just got issues with who that fool is, bro. Cody, that bum. Yeah, you better say what you said and left. Sucker. All right, we done. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of the games. We up out of here. Peace.